Well, go on, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Rome. You're watching the Fourth Official. And as you might be able to tell from the thumbnail, we're going to be talking about the Reggae Boys today. And more importantly, the JFF and their incompetence. But before we do so, make sure you drop a like on the video. Subscribe somewhere down there if you're new. And without any further ado, referee, blow the whistle. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, Jamaica played Japan this morning. They are under 23 team for Japan, the team that's preparing to go to the Olympics to represent Japan. And our senior team played those man this morning. And as you guys already know, we lost 4-0. And within 10 minutes of the game, you could tell that this Japanese side was far superior to what we were doing. They were quicker on the ball. They were quicker to break down the play. These guys are way fitter than our players. You can tell that they've been playing together for a while. And losing 4-0 was probably a fair result, seeing that they had most of the ball, they created more of the clear chances. Jamaica didn't go past the half line more than 4 times in that entire game pack. Majority of our ball possession was within our defensive third between the goalkeeper and the defense line. So we did not play anything in terms of that game. Which goes to what a lot of people have been saying is, these local players, do they actually deserve a chance to represent the country? Are we going to go any further with these men? Are we going to be able to win the Gold Cup? Are we going to be able to qualify for the World Cup with these caliber players? I don't think we will. I don't think that's a controversial statement. You can love these players all you want, but these players that are based locally, or even in the USL in America, are just not good enough to take us anywhere from. Which is why we need these current influx of players based in England, based in the Championship and the Premier League to come into the team. Which drives me perfectly into my main point today. We won't dwell too much on how Japan changed us from the Reggae Boys to Jamaican Sushi. We won't do that because we can tell that the game was out of our hands within 10 minutes. These guys were out of their depth completely. And yes, Tapa Whitmore didn't pick his best team or his first 11. However, the beating that we got should never have been like that. But I don't blame the players. I don't blame Theodore Tapa Whitmore. I blame the JFF fam. And the reason why I blame the JFF is that today we should have an influx of players, a plethora of players in England right now who are willing and able and ready to play for Jamaica. However, they're not able to do so. As they're not being called up, they're not on the pool of names that's able to be called from through the JFF. They don't have passports and such ready. Now, I am hearing that there are 5 or 6 players who are eligible, willing and ready to play for Jamaica. Big name players like Mikel Antonio, Nathan Redman, man like that, they don't have a passport. They don't have Jamaican citizenship. This is absolutely nobody's fault but the JFF. Nobody's fault but the JFF. I'm going to tell you why. Now, a lot of people are talking about, oh, it's unfortunate that we're so close to the Gold Cup and these players are not able and available for us. It's not unfortunate. It's sheer incompetence, fam. It's sheer stupidity and incompetence why we have a group of players that we can choose from and we're not able to choose from them because they don't have citizenship. Getting a citizenship from a government agency is just like that. You understand? First of all, Jamaica has been taking in overseas-based players from before 1998 World Cup. Man like Peter Cargill and them, man, right? Rennie Moyes made overseas-based player a thing for Jamaica. We've been doing that ever since, fam. Getting people who are probably not born in the country, born in England, but have Jamaican parentage. As such, makes them eligible to become Jamaican citizens, hence playing for the country. You see this in track and field all the time. Remember Merlene Atty? When she wasn't good enough anymore for the Jamaica team, what she did? She went and she ran for another country, back at another world championship again. It's so easy to switch nationalities, depending on the country and the qualifications. Now, this is why I think JFF is absolutely incompetent and definitely 100% at fault for the current performance and the state of the squad right now that Tapa Whitmore have. It took me 5 minutes to go on Google to find out the organization, the government agency in Jamaica that's responsible for issuing passport, PICA, P-I-C-A, Passport Immigration Citizenship Agency. And then immediately after you find out who those guys are, you find out what ministry they're under in terms of the government. These guys are under Ministry of National Security, right? So you have PICA and the Ministry of National Security, and then you have JFF and the Ministry of Sport. It would take absolutely nothing for the JFF to meet with PICA and iron out a process by which within a week, after all of the necessary paperwork has been signed and sealed, people who are of a certain sporting acumen can get a citizenship right off the bat. It would take nothing, absolutely nothing. And if PICA doesn't want to play ball, the JFF can reach out to their boss, which is the Ministry of Sport, who can then go to the Ministry of National Security, say, hey, I need these two entities to meet so they can come together and figure out what's the fastest way to get players in and out in terms of nationality and nationalization, becoming citizens. It would take absolutely nothing. Let me give you a little insight. These players that we are chasing to come and play for Jamaica are playing overseas where everything is taken care of them, right? Ever since they were in the academy days with their clubs, they have been taken care of top notch. The only thing they have to worry about is eat right, train, perform. Paperwork, contracts, everything is taken care of them from an agent level or a club level. It would take nothing, absolutely nothing to you. If you're interested in, the JFF is interested in Mikel Antonio playing for the country, to reach out to his agent and say, okay, I understand Mikel Antonio is willing to play for our country. These are the documents required to become a citizen. Boom, your agent send you all the documents needed. Now, if the JFF had any sense, any sort of competence about them, they would have already had a level playing field, meaning they've already met with PICA, right? And PICA and the JFF would have come up with a program that supersedes and fast track all sporting individuals, right? For want of a better phrase. People who are considered VIP lane for sporting achievements and sporting ability to represent the country. Whatever category you want, call it legally, right? And you say, okay, we're going to fast track this application as long as we have this information. It would take nothing for them to come up with a program like that. Absolutely nothing. Why is it not being done? Why is there not a fast track program between JFF, PICA to get players citizenship so they can represent the country within 1 to 2 weeks? Definitely less than a month. Why is there not that case? Do you want to make the case that there's no precedent for this? There's absolutely precedent for this. Think about Jamaica tourism boost when Jamaica made the World Cup in 1998. Think about the tourism boost that Usain Bolt brings to the country. We're track and field every Olympic, every World Championship here. When we perform well in sports, it does more than one thing for us. It not just brings the country in the light of the world and let everybody see that we have a great island country, island nation in Jamaica. No. What that does, it raises your tourism, because now people are now moving towards Jamaica, coming to Jamaica again to celebrate the world renown of the Reggae Boys again. Remember how the Reggae Boys came about? The Reggae Boys was a marketing tool in the farm. And boy, did that bring a whole heap of people to Jamaican shores, Remember, tourism was once and probably still is the main driver in our economy. The Reggae Boys was a marketing tool to bring people into the country. Why is the JFF so incompetent, fam? It wouldn't take anything to get a young college student to go do some research, to pull up some numbers, to say, hey, look at the boost in tourism in 1998 when the Reggae Boys played well and qualified. We can do this again if we are able to find a system where we can bring quality players in, make them qualify for the World Cup, win possibly the Gold Cup, and before you know it, you have a bunch of people singing the Reggae Boys again. You have a bunch of people coming to our shows because they want to see what the country has done to build this type of football, right? Our tourism is struggling because we beat the Bob Marley horse for so long, the horse is dead. We can't ride on Usain Bolt coattails anymore because he's no longer running. So what's bringing in people into the country now? What do we have bringing in people into the country now? Our tourism sector is on the downward track, fam. So all of these entities, JHBAs, JFF, they're all intertwined, fam. They all have a job to do to raise the economy, lift people out of poverty, and the only way we can do that is if we work together. So why is it that the JFF is not working right now with PICA to bring in people to play for the country on a fast-track basis? Why do we have 5, 6, 7 players right now willing and able to play for the country in the Gold Cup, but will not be able to because the Gold Cup is coming too soon for them to get their citizenship? How incompetent can you be as someone who is a member of the diaspora? Someone who is a follower of football and would love to see my country play some wonderful football and watch them. Why is it that the JFF is not using the opportunity they have now with the influx of players, with the talent that they have at their disposal to market the country, market our football, and market jerseys. You wouldn't have to be worried about sponsorship so much if you were able to market your players. Have man like Leon Bailey go on a commercial, 1 or 2 couple videos on your Instagram, on your Snapchat, showing quality jerseys and selling jerseys on your website. There are so much Jamaicans around the world, first generation, second generation, third generation, with so much pride of being from that island, who would love to buy themselves a jersey. Why can't you sell a Walter Boyd replica jersey? Why is there not a Theodore Whitmore replica jersey for you to sell to your diaspora? Why can't we be nostalgic about 98? And why can't we look forward to 2022? Where is it? Where is the support that you so badly need, but you're not working for? You're sitting on your butt looking for sponsorship. Meanwhile, the Premier League, the Jamaica Premier League just started up and these men have sponsorship already, and you're sitting here wondering why you're not getting sponsorship. No one is going to invest in something that you're not showing any investment in either, fam. Why should I, as a businessman, go to you asking you for investment when there is nothing coming from you to show me that you can, promote my business? If I have a telephone company, Chi-Mobile, and I'm building my Chi-Mobile, I'm willing to give you 2, 3, 4 million for a year to boost my stuff. What following do you have, JFF? You don't have a Facebook following. You don't have a IG following, a Twitter following. You don't have anything. You're not promoting anything. There's no camaraderie. There's no videos. You show me 1 or 2 pictures on your Instagram post of the boys training. Why are we not getting interviews from the boys? Why are we not getting small videos telling young kids to continue working together, working hard to be where they are? Where is the marketing from the JFF, fam? Where is the marketing from the JFF? Where is the business acumen from the JFF? Who's running the JFF? Why are you running the JFF? You guys are pissing me off, fam. As a fan, as someone who was watching the game this morning / last night, y'all pissed me off, fam. Because Theodore Whitmore don't deserve this. We cannot judge Theodore Whitmore as a coach because Theodore Whitmore doesn't have the resources he needs to show that he's a proper coach, fam. He's just sitting there like a placeholder. Remember when you had the long division, and you said bring that 0 deficit right there? That's what Theodore Whitmore is, fam. The man are disturbingly incompetent. The JFF needs to go. All of you needs to go. Thank you so much, people, for watching. This has been my rant. Bless up on yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. Manners. Bond the JFF, fam.